This is the former estate of Dorney Court, a big Victorian mansion that was demolished in 1984. So adjacent to Dorney Court grounds where was the Harcourt Street line curving its way up from Queen's Road underneath Dublin Road Bridge. So there's a fine tree up here that probably dates back to the origins of this estate. Approaching it now. There we go. Magnificent tree. So I just passed the police station there. That's where the Dorney Court was. But here's the surviving lodge house and entrance. Beautiful lodge house. But they replaced Dorney Court with hundreds of houses. This is the boundary wall. Heading up to the Dublin Road Bridge and the road bridge over the former line. There's the roundabout here. Of course, in the Harcourt Street days, it wouldn't have been a roundabout. Up here. I would just head along the boundary wall here. So it's kind of dropped the other side. This wall would have been put in place in what, 1850s. And the bridge itself was replaced, had to be replaced during it's blown up during the Civil War. Anti-treatyites picked on the railway. This line was affected by anti-treatyite bombings and arson attacks. Most notably at Foxrock Station, when the signal cabin was set on fire and a train was set on fire. 2 carriages burnt out. Seems to be soon some work down there. So it's quite contrast there before. There's the road abutments there. I think there would have been a pathway down here one time. Very sunny morning. There's remains of a pathway, but this is new concrete here in the recent decades. It was a wood yard after the closure of the line, and the tracks were lifted. The tracks were lifted 65 years ago, so they made it down to the junction. The junction itself wasn't removed until July 61, so they left the junction in place. As you can see, it's quite a busy road. We'll contrast with the other side, and that's heavily overgrown. Trees grown on the former trackbed. Imagine steam trains coming through here, steam trains going under the bridge, and the steam carrying that special feeling. It's quite incredible. Just before I leave this bridge, the bus crashed into the corner. You can see the repair work at the right hand corner. I went over on the trackbed 10 years after the line was lifted, lifted, 1969. Now another thing, there was a pathway here down to the station. hard to make it out in the brickwork. I think it was there. Could be wrong. Could be wrong, could be right, as Mr. Lloyd once said. Somewhere here there was a pathway. It's the former trackbed there. I wonder why they didn't choose there as the station. Strange. But make a way down to the old station. What annoys me about the Luas is it's frustrating that Luas never made it out here. Now, as I said before, between Queen's Road and the old junction was built on the 60s St Anne's Park, and so they removed the abutment and the embankment down to the junction, Shankill Na Grove. So now technically there is a pathway there. You'd have to clear, demolish 2 houses, but let's face it, that's not going to happen. But beside Dorney Court, it's called the Grove. They built houses there, unfortunately, and the house there at the bridge, the Victorian house beside that. So the trackbed has been encroached by several houses on the way down to Queen's Road. So it looks like the extension, the Bray will happen, but it will go along the motorway. They'll probably carry it over. At least we get a Lewis over the Brightsland Viaduct, which be I mean, this should have been all done for 2004. I mean, they should have brought the line down to here. Would have been feasible. Would have had to put a bridge at the motorway, but it's all very well saying this with the benefit of hindsight. Sorry, I'm a bit noisy here. I don't have a mic on me. It's passing St Anne's Church. So this building here is the station master's house. So the station master would have been granted a house for his family. Now there's another built house at the back now. At the back there is where the line was. Just behind that car is where the line was. So that's more encroachment on the line. These were, I think these houses, bungalows, were built in the 1930s. Can you imagine forlorn people come down here for a nostalgic last trip on the Harcourt Street line, December 31st, 1958. But it was handy if you're going to Dundrum, of course. I mean, after they replaced it with an 86 bus. There's the station building here. So it's now offices. Oh, the name lives on, Station House. There's small businesses in here. So you can see the chimneys date from the actual original station behind that ugly facade. So there's a lot of business in there. This is where the Ballycor's siding used to be. It's taken out of use in the 1910s, but it was still used for goods traffic. There's the Stonebridge road bridge. Attempt was made to bomb that in 1922. So the platforms would have been here, and a footbridge, Dublin South Eastern Railway footbridge, and a waiting room where there was cars, or a waiting room, Dublin South Eastern footbridge, signal cabin. So all that was wiped away. But on that Irish Press report, it's a great point of reference. It mentioned there was already a business park. Well, there's prefab buildings here, but this is all built in recent decades. But there was already business facilities here. So again, the CIE would have sold the station. It's worth noting on the newspaper archives. When you go into the newspaper archives, you can just put in Shankill railway station for argument's sake. Dublin, of course. Shankill up in Belfast, but not a railway station. But it might throw up something from Shankill in Belfast, so be careful when you're putting in the info. But if you put in 1962, it might come up station was sold. So because I found out with Slorgan, and Fox Rock wasn't sold. That's interesting. You know, they didn't develop that until the early 90s. It was sold the land. The station lay derelict for about 30 years. Wasn't sold until 90, or was demolished in 1990. So this is my longest video ever. So we're gonna head up to Stonebridge Road. Now we have a lot of footage of the line. Johnny Nobody obviously filmed Bride's Glen, Tully Gates, and extensive footage of Carrickmines. With only one track left on the way down to the junction. And then there's here in Cooney who digitised the fantastic footage of the last month of the line, but it's great to have it. It goes down to Fox Rock and ends, but apart from photographs, we've no film footage of this area, Shankill, unfortunately. Quite a steep gradient here. It's good for the fitness levels. So I've been up here several times, several videos before. But this is the first time I've done a long video in this area, which is great to do. Rathmichael National School there. So this guy, Francis Canaan, his parents ran the Shankill pub. He sort of introduced me to the line back in 1980. And it took off from there, but he took me down here, and we went down to the viaduct, able to get up to the viaduct. It's inaccessible now. There seems to be an entrance into the station from here, with this brick wall, but it's definitely up here. Go up here. You can see the lead mines from here. It's where Mick Curran and Peter Curry, Daly's car project, did a video, partially there, the rest of it in Malta. But yeah, there was steps down to the platform from here. And as I forgot to mention, on the footpath from the bridge, that took you down. So there's different ways, rather than getting into the main entrance, there's different ways of getting access to the station here and down by the Dublin Road Bridge. So an attempt was made in 1922 to blow up this viaduct, but according to records they did blow it up, but this to me is the original brickwork. Stonework. So let's just cross over. Careful here, it's a busy road. So this is the latest addition to this area, this footpath. You know, it's infilled up till this fence here, and it's fenced off. What's wonderful to see is the soot. So we are 70 years since a steam train last came through here, and there's the soot. So it's a nice way to end this video. Well, you can see the original height of the bridge, and then it was extended up to there. So beautiful. Carrickmines in the background there. you imagine people coming around the corner and accessing the stage from there right into the late 50s. Okay, 15 minutes 11 seconds. Thanks for watching. If you got through this far, you're remarkable. Don't know how many people actually watched the entire videos, but yeah, I'll put this on Facebook on the respective groups. Thank you. Good morning.